Thank you for your service. Thank you for your sacrifice. I know it wasn't easy being gone so long from your family and friends. But dude, you gotta do what you gotta do. You know, sometimes that's the only way to get a date these days is just to go to war. It's true, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, but listen, I know it was hard being gone from your family, but come on, man. You're in the army. That's what you signed up for. It's not like you were at home trying to make an honest living, working a 9 to 5, taking care of your family. And then one day the government just shows up and says, hey, by the way, we're going to take you to court because you didn't do your job right. No, you made a choice. You decided to join the military. So I don't really feel bad for you. I mean, maybe a little bit, but this story gets better. The reason that I'm telling you this story is because I want you to meet this woman. This is a lady attorney from South Carolina who recently got done arguing a case in front of a judge, and she decided to throw some shade at a U.S. Army soldier, calling him a domestic terrorist. Here's what happened. This all happened in a South Carolina courtroom last month when the judge in the case, Judge Cameron Curry, had to leave the courtroom briefly. So while the judge is out of the room, the defense attorney, this woman, decides to go in on her client's estranged wife, calling her a gold digger. She says, "You see, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this is what we have in common with the defendant. She has no regard for the sanctity of human life, just like my client here. She is a legal terrorist, a domestic terrorist." Now, I'm not sure why she called him a domestic terrorist, but okay. Now, after she said that, the husband, who again is a U.S. Army soldier, throws his head back in disbelief, and he's shaking his head like, what the hell? This lady just called me a terrorist. And the judge comes back into the courtroom, and he overhears what this lady attorney just said. And so he asks her, did you just call this U.S. Army soldier a terrorist? And she says, well, yeah, I did, Your Honor. And I stand by that. The judge then says, well, I want you to know that calling a member of the United States military a terrorist is, in fact, illegal. Then he goes on to say, I'm not going to strike your comments and I'm not going to strike your motion, but I will say that the law is very clear that it is illegal to call a member of the United States military a terrorist. Now, I'm not sure how much longer this lady attorney is going to stand by her comments after the judge told her that what she did was illegal. So I don't know if she's still going to be standing by those comments or not. But either way, you gotta love the fact that this judge stood up for this U.S. Army soldier and called out this lady attorney for doing something that is, in fact, illegal. You don't mess with people in the military like that, especially not their spouse. You will get called out like this judge did this lady attorney